Hey everyone! Today I'm sharing a spread that I made in my Life Crafted travel album for our trip to Seattle and Portland, featuring the pink Royal Hawaiian kit from Layered Life. Now, if you haven't heard of Layered Life, it's a new scrapbooking kit club that just released their first kit this month, so make sure to check out my unboxing video for this kit if you haven't already. This kit is currently sold out, but Christine, the owner of the shop, is doing a pre-order for restock right now at 15% off, so make sure you check out the Layered Life website if you're interested in picking up a kit. For this layout, I'm going to be documenting our visit to the Seattle Space Needle and the retro vibe of the inside of the Space Needle, as well as the circle embellishments that came in the Chit Chat ephemera package, kind of reminded me of this starburst pattern paper that I had from the Ali Edwards black and white scrapbook kit. So I'm going to be using that as the background for my page. I've printed out that page at 8 3/8 of an inch squared, and that lets me cover up the middle of my Life Crafted album spread that I've set up here with some white cardstock, with two of the outer two edges on the left and right sides being blank. So for one of these halves of my layout, I'm going to adhere that whole half of the pattern paper down onto my base page. Right now I have that as the right page of my layout, but I'm actually going to change my mind later on and turn these pages upside down so that that becomes the left page. And for the other page of my layout, I'm only adhering the pattern paper down along the inside edge, leaving that outer edge closest to the white cardstock loose, because I'm going to be creating some interactive elements behind that pattern paper later on. For my layout, I've printed out some photos into circle shapes and punched them out with my circle punches from EK Success, and I've also punched out some circles from the backer sheets from the packaging of these ephemera packs from Layered Life. I just thought that those would add some really fun pops of color across my background. And here's where I decided that I'm going to turn these pages upside down so that I have the interactive elements coming out of the right page. Now, you'll see that as I'm adding my photos onto the layout, I printed out several circle photos sized to fit into each one of those larger starbursts on my pattern paper, and I made sure to pick out ones that I wouldn't mind that parts of those photos would be trimmed off. So for example, with that top photo of the Seattle skyline, I didn't mind the sky portion being trimmed off a bit. And I made sure that I had enough of those pattern paper circles to fill up most of the other starbursts on my page. Once I have all of my circles positioned into place, I'm going to start adhering them down with my Tombow Mono permanent adhesive tape runner. And after I've adhered them down, I'm going to trim off the parts that are overhanging. And I want to keep in mind that on the right page, that pink circle needs to be trimmed down so that I can use that pocket in behind that pattern paper for my interactive element. But on the left page, I can feel free to keep that overhanging photo over the edge of that pattern paper onto the white cardstock. Just doing the last bits of trimming to make sure my page is nice and tidy. And once that's done, I'm going to use these pink puffy alphabet stickers from Citrus Swiss Kits to spell out my title. And I thought it would be really fun to place the letters vertically as a kind of callback to the Space Needle itself being very tall and, of course, very vertical. For my interactive element, I have the ticket stub from our visit, an extra photo, and some journaling that I typed up on clear sticker paper and stuck on one of those memorandum cards from the Layered Life kit. And I'm going to attach them all in the lower right corner of the page by using a brad, just in behind the pattern paper, so that these elements will swivel out. To serve as a reminder that I have stuff tucked in behind the pattern paper, I'm going to use this label from the Mix It Up ephemera pack and cut it in half and attach those to the backs of my inserts so that these can be kind of like little tabs to swivel them out. And because I need to have 3 tabs in total for my 3 inserts, I'm also going to use this square ephemera piece that came in that same ephemera pack for my last tab. And you do want to make sure to use a strong adhesive to attach these tabs, because the last thing you want is for your tab to come off the insert and for your insert to stay stuck in behind the pattern paper here. So I am using my 1/8 inch score tape, which is my preferred dry adhesive for cases like these, and that way I can be sure that the tabs will stay stuck on my inserts there. Once I have the tabs attached to the backs of my inserts, I'm going to put everything together again with that brad. This is from Tim Holtz. And here you can see that I can pull out all of those inserts individually to have a look at them. I did make sure that my journaling was oriented the right way, facing up and down when I have my swivel tab open, and that way it's a bit easier to read as well. I did decide to apply some adhesive to the very top part of this pattern paper just to stick it down a bit better so that it's not flapping around. Just as long as your insert isn't reaching the same height as your pattern paper, it should be okay to adhere that down. Next, I'm just adhering down these circle starburst ephemera pieces that came in the Layered Life kit, and these were what inspired my whole layout pattern. And I just love how the starburst pattern of the ephemera pieces matches the starburst look that I have going on around all of my photos. I did die cut just one more circle out of some leftover backer sheet, just so that I can fill up that one missing spot there. And just playing around with the placement of all of these circles before I start adhering these down, I did decide eventually to bring in one more circle ephemera piece from the Layered Life kit, just to kind of provide a bit more balance and fill out that middle section there. I did have to go back in and repunch those holes for my binder rings again, just because some of my photos were covering up a couple of those binder ring holes. But that pretty much finishes up my spread. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe for more process videos. Thanks so much for watching.